tonight. The city is undertaking a review of parking at the downtown and hospital areas to see if new regulations are needed. Plus, a cheque presentation was made today as the Four Rivers Co-op is providing funding to the Connaught Youth Center. And there's a new group exhibition at the Omineca Arts Center. Good evening, folks. I'm Eddie Huband, and welcome to CKPG News. Our top story tonight, the city will be undertaking a review of parking after a motion put forward by Councillor Kyle Sampson was unanimously passed by Council. This review will be looking at parking in the downtown and hospital zones. Adam Burles has more in tonight's top story.
The City of Prince George will be undergoing a review of downtown and hospital area parking after a motion was passed on Wednesday night with the intent of modernizing it and potentially shifting to a mixed model of free/pay parking that could provide a better service for the customer and continue to encourage folks to visit downtown businesses.
This is a positive opportunity for our staff to undertake a review, do some looking at what residents and businesses are saying, communicate and do some consultation, talk to experts, see what other municipalities are doing, and kind of compile that and come up with a made-for-PG solution that's going to create a better parking situation for all. It's about creating a better user experience and a better customer service model.
The current parking model implemented by the City of Prince George currently allows free parking for 3 hours a day. But Councillor Kyle Sampson would potentially like to see that model switched up a bit to allow more people to access downtown.
If you come down for a morning meeting or appointment or something at 9 a.m. and you park, and then you want to come back for a early dinner or social something in the afternoon, late afternoon, that 3 hour window started when you first came downtown earlier, and so the ability to park in the downtown again is limited to none because of that way the time system works.
Also, a part of Sampson's motion was looking at parking in the area of UHMBC.
The reason for that is we've had pressures around the hospital on-street parking area for a while, but it's exacerbated right now by the construction taking place. So there's construction to add more off-street parking at the hospital, but that's going to take years. And in the interim, we're seeing some pressures and some issues there.
The purpose of the motion is to look at potential solutions that will best serve residents, staff, and patients in the hospital parking area.
We want to be able to ensure that residents, staff, patients can all have that opportunity to park in a kind of equitable, manageable way. And so it's about coming up with a solution that is going to help manage the issues that we're seeing around there and just get away from the current model, which is not quite meeting the needs right now.
If you're worried about free parking downtown, well, don't worry, the idea isn't being scrapped.
There's going to be a limit on that, otherwise it becomes a free-for-all. And so just trying to come up with a model that still keeps it accessible, gives folks a free opportunity to get into the downtown, but then maybe there's an opportunity for pay parking on a more longer duration stay.
Adam Burles, CKPG News.
RCMP have confirmed that 3 arrests were made after a drug bust on Nicholson Street after police executed a search warrant back on May 27th, seizing 50 grams of suspected meth, 60 grams of fentanyl, 4 replica firearms, ammunition, $2,000 in cash, and other drug trafficking paraphernalia. One person was arrested on multiple outstanding warrants and was placed in custody until his court date. Afterwards, he was put on a release order with conditions. The 2 other people were arrested and later released without process as officers wait for further laboratory analysis of the suspected illicit drugs. The Prince George RCMP's Community Policing Unit is seeking new and dedicated volunteers to join their team. The detachment will be hosting an information session at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday, June 15th to help aid in the recruitment for community policing and victim services units. Positions that need volunteers include community policing front desk, restorative justice, victim services, and the lovable goodwill ambassador and mascot of the Prince George RCMP, Safety Bear. To register for the upcoming information session, you can email or call the detachment.
We have a variety of different ways people can help out volunteering within the detachment to kind of enhance our community policing and victim services units, and they're holding an information session this Saturday at 10:30 a.m. here at our Prince George RCMP detachment to talk about kind of the roles and responsibilities of those different volunteer positions and what kind of the minimum requirements are.
A special presentation took place at the Connaught Youth Center Society today as Four Rivers Co-op has funded a special project through their Community Spaces program. Anthony Correa has more on what went down and what it's all about.
$58,000. That's the amount of money the Connaught Youth Center Society will be receiving from Four Rivers Co-op as a recipient for this year's 2024 Co-op Community Spaces program, a grant program that allocates $1 million to projects across Western Canada.
You have to work on a project that's making your communities better places to live, that you're working on a project that has long-term value, whether it's in the environmental sector, whether it's in recreation or outdoor spaces. It was just a very worthwhile function. That's why they were selected out of 715 groups across that applied in 2024.
The Connaught Youth Center is planning on having an 8x10 indoor structure somewhere around this area in order to grow nutrient-rich food for vulnerable youth, which the $58,000 will go a long way for.
Food security is a huge thing in the north, and they don't really fund a lot of urban agriculture. That's not something that people are thinking about yet, and so we're really excited to get that project going.
With the news coming as a big surprise to the Youth Centre, being one of 14 organizations in Western Canada, one of 2 in BC, and only the 3rd time in the last 10 years a group in the north was selected for the grant.
I'm really overwhelmed. It was great to hear all the statistics about how only 14 groups were actually accepted, so we're pretty proud to be able to offer that to the province.
The unit can produce up to 480 fresh greens every 4 to 5 weeks, which will be distributed to high-risk children, youth, and their families, a crucial need for those struggling with food security. Anthony Correa, CKPG News.
The BC and federal governments are providing more than $9 million to help boost flood resilience in 2 Okanagan communities. A statement from Infrastructure Canada says the project in Vernon involves a new bridge that will allow for the widening of the Vernon Creek Channel, helping to protect 6 residential roads and about 50 properties. In Lumbee, meanwhile, the work involves the construction of more than 930 meters of diking along the Bessette and Duteau Creeks, as well as floodplain restoration. The department says the diking adds physical protection in areas that have experienced flooding in the past. Back in Prince George, the Omineca Arts Center is showcasing 11 local Indigenous artists for its monthly exhibits. This Indigenous group exhibit will be open the entire month. Tommy Osborne visited the exhibit and spoke with some artists, and he brings us the details.
The Omineca Arts Center's newest exhibit is an Indigenous group exhibit showcasing a blend of well-known community artists and new talent. With a theme of ancestral manifestations, past, present, and future, this exhibit features a wide variety of art styles focusing on many aspects of Indigenous culture.
I'm still studying the art form from old designs that our ancestors have been making for thousands and thousands of years. And I keep going further and further into that and discovering, how did they create this without tracing paper, without digital art form? They were true masters of the art, and it was a very fine art.
A Wet'suwet'en artist who paints in a Northwest Coast native art style, Nazelle has been studying this art form for many years, and she says both exploring the history of Indigenous art and creating her own has been a way for her to connect with and share in her culture.
We would research our nation and gain pride in that.
Métis artist Dawn Garcia is also featured, and she says her art connects her with a heritage she didn't grow up with, and as an adult she's been able to connect not only with her own past, but the past of her ancestors and her Métis identity.
We had been taught, you have to either, pick a side, are you Indigenous, are you white, where does that fit? And no, we're neither. Being Métis, you're a fully realized culture.
For Garcia, it's not just an exploration of self-identity and reconciling her past. Art also connects her to the Métis community and spirit.
When I heard the words that Louis Riel had said about, my people will sleep for 100 years, but when they awaken, the artists will be the ones who bring their spirits back. And that really resonated with me.
The exhibit will be displayed for the rest of the month in the Omineca Arts Center, where you can see Garcia's, Nazelle's, and 9 other talented artists' work on display. Tommy Osborne, CKPG News.
The lowest gas price in Prince George is currently sitting at $1.59.9 per litre at Costco. The lowest price in the province right now is in Grand Forks at $1.53.9 per litre. Manitoba has the lowest fuel prices on average in the country at $1.36.8 per litre, while BC has an average price of $1.75.5 per litre.
CKPG Sports is delivered by Domino's. Join the Domino's Lunch Club with 25% off all regular price pizzas every day. Visit domino's.ca to join the club.
The Prince George Spruce Kings have added to their roster, announcing the commitment of Carter Wishart to tend between the pipes. Wishart is 6'1". He weighs 172 pounds. He's a goaltender from Chaska, Minnesota, who spent the last 2 seasons with the Chippewa Steel of the North American Hockey League. In 58 games, he put up a 2.9 goals against average, and committed to Colgate University to play NCAA Division I hockey following his junior career. And look who it is. Anthony Correa joins us now for a little bit of hockey talk. You may have noticed Anthony filled in to do his first full 5 o'clock broadcast last night. Anthony, congratulations on that. I heard it went very well. Now
Let's hope so, right?
We did get a couple people writing in asking where the handsome one was, but I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, right.
Let's get to some hockey talk tonight. So, Game 3. Obviously, the Oilers are trailing in the series 2-0, but as they say, a series doesn't start until somebody wins on the road. What do the Oilers have to do to get back in the series tonight?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that they have to do. I mean, they haven't been playing their best hockey, it seems. Like when they took care of the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference Finals, they were a lot closer to Florida than some people might think, but Florida has just been a better team in 2 games. Maybe get back to that Game 1 model. You know, they outplayed them, they outshot them. Sergei Bobrovsky just stole a game for the Florida Panthers, but if they do that on home ice, hopefully the home fans can get under some of the Panthers' skin, you know, maybe influence a few calls with the referees. With that loud crowd in Edmonton, it's going to be rocking there. But, you know, get back to putting pucks on net and hoping for lucky bounces, and, you know, they can hopefully pull through and keep this series alive rather than going down 3-0, which we all know is a very deadly thing in sports.
You know, Skinner he's had an interesting postseason so far. He's had some sort of lows, but he's also had some really great moments. You mentioned that Bobrovsky stole that game. Do they need that kind of performance from him tonight to step up and get them a game?
Yeah, Stuart Skinner, I think they do need him to steal a game. It's hard, though, because you don't know what type of goalie he is with that inconsistency. And, you know, you can't really pin this all on Stuart Skinner as well. I mean, Edmonton's defensive core has been quite putrid this series. I mean, Darnell Nurse is having a nightmare playoffs. Cody Ceci was out of the lineup because he had a terrible game. Vincent Desjardins, you don't know what you're getting from him. Philip Broberg has very limited experience. It seems like the only for sure things are Evan Bouchard and Matthias Ekholm, and you can't play them 60 minutes, unfortunately, there. So, you know, hopefully Stuart Skinner can come up and, you know, and make up for the lackluster defense, or maybe the defense, you know, prevents those high danger chances that Florida is getting. And, you know, again, it's going to need a complete team effort from Edmonton starting on the back end there.
What's been the difference for Florida so far? Is it like their physicality, their speed? I mean, they just seem to be the better team so far in the series.
Yeah, the physicality, the speed. I think also facing a lot more experienced opponents. I mean, you look at these 2 teams in their playoff runs. I've mentioned it before. Florida had to go through Igor Shesterkin, arguably the best goaltender in the NHL. They had to go through Jeremy Swayman, who is having an incredible series. And, you know, they've been taking care of teams in 5, 6, 7 games, and it doesn't seem like they're breaking a sweat. They have physicality. They have Alexander Barkov, who's been keeping many stars, including Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, to a minimum, which is always a crucial part. So, you know, Florida just bigger, better team, and Edmonton's going to really have to pull through here if they want any chance of getting back into this and winning their first Stanley Cup since, I think it was the early 90s. I don't think I was alive. I don't know about you, but
1990, I believe
yeah,
it was.
There you go. So
Anthony Correa, that is our NHL expert here, and he won't be taking my job anytime soon, folks. Yeah. Don't worry, Anthony. Thank you very much for that. The TSX is down 263 points to close at 21,698. The Dow Jones is down 65 points to close at 38,647. And Canfor went down 14 cents to close at $14.89.
Good evening again, everyone. Get ready for some clouds, showers, and risks of thunderstorms for tonight and going into our day tomorrow especially. So this is our look back at the day, by the way. A nice start to our morning and afternoon for the most part today. But now we're going to see this system here that's going to impact most of the province as we go forward into the next few days. So showers developing on and off in many areas. You can see it approaching the coast, the north coast, sliding down the central south coast as well, and then creating all of this instability right through most of our region for Friday. And then for Saturday, another part of that system pushing down from the north. So we are going to see a few showers into our Saturday as well. It looks at this point like Sunday is going to be our best bet for a pretty good dry and sunny day. So that'll be our better day of the weekend across the region, which I'll show you on the extended forecast in just a moment. But yes, as we look at that future cast, it is quite busy, and we are anticipating showers, thunderstorm activity tonight and into tomorrow as well. A drop in temperatures with this system. This is going to be a bit of a cooler and wetter trend. 13 degrees our high tomorrow and only getting to 15 in Fort St. John. So lots of precipitation in and around our region, even east to Valemount as well, 13, and seeing a few sunny breaks to start, but anticipating showers in the afternoon. Southern interior Okanagan will remain dry for another little bit, but anticipating again moving into parts of the evening hours as that system sort of slides south, looking at some showers there and into Saturday rain as well. So here is our broadcast region. It's a wet one and it's a cool one as well. 11 and 12 degrees for Burns Lake, Vanderhoof, Fort St. James, Mackenzie going to be under mostly showers. Down through Quesnel and McBride, there's still the odd chance you'll see some sunny breaks to start things off, but through the afternoon, showers will likely develop. Thunderstorm activity in Edmonton tomorrow, 22 degrees, 26 in Regina. Going to be really nice and warm and sunny throughout the prairies the next couple of days. And then further east as well, it was quite breezy over towards the Maritimes today, but tomorrow a bit of a calmer weather pattern to enjoy. So showers and then sun is really our weekend summary, because we are going to see really the instability for the first half and then some high pressure building in for Sunday and early next week. And you'll see that here in Burns Lake that, well, Sunday, Monday still a little unsettled, and maybe not till Tuesday for Burns Lake. However, showers around late tonight down to 2. So quite a chilly night tonight and into tomorrow and Friday, tomorrow and Saturday as well. Some showers and cooler temperatures. The same for Mackenzie, even seeing showers changing over to rain on Saturday and then a break on Sunday, 19 degrees. Getting outside would be a good day to do that for sure. It's going to be beautiful. 5 degrees tonight in McBride, up to 14 tomorrow. A few showers around, but really Saturday, mainly cloudy day. And then the second part of that system, as we showed you on the future cast, coming in time for Sunday. Quesnel, cooler for the next couple, and then you bump the temperatures up to 18 on Sunday, but still a passing shower or two. Not a lot of sunshine for the weekend. Early next week, though, high pressure building. And for us as well here in Prince George, Sunday doesn't look too bad. We may see a passing shower, but likely just a mix of sun and cloud. Highs of 17 degrees, and then a real improvement for early next week. But tonight and tomorrow is really the bulk of the first half of that system. So looking at showers and even a risk of a thunderstorm.
CKPG Sports is delivered by Domino's. Join the Domino's Lunch Club with 25% off all regular price pizzas every day. Visit domino's.ca to join the club.
The Prince George Senior Men's Baseball League took to Citi Field last night, where the Fresno Construction Mariners took on the PG Blue Jays. And the Mariners secured their third win of the year with a 6-3 win over the Jays. Colby Clark recorded the win over Graham Allard on the pitching mound, while Jazz Sandu led the Mariners' offense. The league resumes action tonight with a doubleheader as the Tigers take on the Blue Jays at 6:15. Then the Mariners take on the Knights at 8:30. All the action at Citi Field. To basketball now. The NBA Finals shifted to Dallas last night for Game 3, with the Mavericks trailing 2-0, hoping to get back into this series. And they did get some good news ahead of the game. It was announced that Celtics center Kristaps Porzingis would not be available due to a leg injury. But no Porzingis, no problem for Boston. They used a big second half to take this one 106-99 and grab a stranglehold on the NBA title. No team has ever come back from a 3-0 series deficit in league history. The two Celtics stars, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they combined for 61 points to lead Boston. For Dallas, meanwhile, they finally got the game they needed from Kyrie Irving, who led all scorers with 35, but once again, they got little support from their supporting cast. Actually, the Mavs offense as a team has struggled all series. They've yet to score 100 points in these finals. Boston will look to wrap things up on Friday night in Game 4. Bombs away. That's what Giancarlo Stanton, Jackson Merrill, and Shohei Ohtani were thinking when they connected bat to baseball. You get to witness it all in tonight's CKP3.
We start with 17 for Ohtani.
It's gone full on both hitters, comes home with a payoff. It is a breaking ball. It's launched to right center field. It is another Ohtani home run. Number 17 for number 17, and the Dodgers strike first.
Really making an impact with the Dodgers in his first season, he crushed this pitch for yet another home run for the Japanese superstar. Speaking of crushed pitches,
Stanton absolutely tanks that. Another bomb from Giancarlo.
is it just me, or does Giancarlo Stanton have his swagger back? He and Aaron Judge are truly the Bronx Bombers as he hits his 17th home run of the year. Finally, walk-off win.
High drive, right field. Towards a Petco porch, down the line, and gone! Second straight day, the Padres have walked it off. This time it's the kid, Jackson Merrill, second home run of the day, wins it for the Friars, 5-4.
Jackson Merrill sends it deep and gives Slam Diego the win. His second home run of the game, his fifth on the year, and an important walk-off win for the Padres as Merrill takes top spot in tonight's CKP3.
That's all the time we have tonight. Thanks so much for joining us, as always. And your last look is some lovely flowers. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.